These are the 5 biggest mistakes to avoid when landscaping in our valley. Number 5, overplanting. If you're doing a landscape conversion, all of us have this knack of wanting to have lots of plants in the landscape. Consider spreading them out a little bit and letting them grow over time and fill in. Number 4, tree staking. So first, if you have a nursery stake next to the trunk of your tree, and that trunk can basically sustain the tree and it can stand by itself, take that nursery stake off. And then put a couple of basically V-shaped larger stakes on each side going forward for the health of that tree and it grows properly. Number 3, irrigation scheduling. First, know your irrigation controller. If you haven't visited it in the last year or 2, go into your garage, find it, know how to work it, and then check your scheduling. We often see improper scheduling for grass versus desert landscaping. Very big difference between spray that waters grass and drip that waters non-grass. And so watch your scheduling to make sure you're accurate with how you water. And make sure and follow the mandatory watering restrictions to make sure you're watering on the days you're supposed to. Number 2, tree irrigation. Frequently throughout our valley, we see trees watered incorrectly. If you see trees knocked over, it's often because the irrigation is right at the trunk. It's not spread out to the canopy of the trees. So if you're putting in a new tree, make sure you have the proper irrigation. If you're doing a conversion, make sure you have the proper irrigation under the rocks or whatever type of material you're putting on. Visit our website at snwa.com for a lot of details on how to water trees properly. And the number 1 mistake we see is overwatering your landscape. Often we see plants that are yellowing, the ground is basically a marsh, way too much watering. In fact, more plants die in our valley from overwatering than underwatering. So pay attention to the scheduling, know your irrigation controller, and always follow our watering schedules, which will give you tips on how often you should be watering.